Hi, hello, welcome back to Doodle Crew. We're back again. We did it. We made it. Hello, everyone. We're so happy you're here. And tonight we have a story for you. We have a legend. We have all sorts of spooky things that go bump in the night. Not just us, but cryptids. We're doing cryptids. Yeah. Swan's favorite things, scary things. Hooray! She's so good at it. But since I'm crap at it, I thought I would bring my two friends who are much better at it to come and draw cryptids with me. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to be very real. Much of this is inspired. And the reason I wanted to make sure Joey was on this episode is because in a long ago episode of Doodle Crew, you drew some adorable cryptids, and I want more.
We are back. We are back for more.
Yeah. So, hey, Joey, who are you? Where can people find you? Tell us all about it. And who are you drawing tonight?
Oh, hello. My name's Joey. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Slooty Mage. I draw safe for work, not safe for work, all sorts of cute and sexy things. You can also hear more from me on my podcast, the Older and Dumber podcast.
Hear more of you, and you got a double.
Every Friday we drop new episodes of that wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'm always open for commissions. And if you want to support me, I have a Patreon with a whole bunch of great reward tiers. But today I'm going to be drawing more cryptid cuties, and I think I'm going to start with a jackalope. I'm going to have sort of a furry vibe today. Jackalope, Michigan Devil Man. Maybe the Jersey Devil. We'll see where it goes. Chupacabra, I was thinking as well. So
that feels very, very up your alley. I feel like I could handle an adorable chupacabra. That I feel like I'd be brave enough for that one. Yeah.
But let me switch over here. I've got the previous cryptid cuties.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at these babies. All right, hang on. We gotta take a moment for this because I can never. There it is. Look at them. The Mothman was my favorite. I just loved it so much.
This time we did Mothman and Flatwoods, Grafton Monster, and the Snallygaster, who are all West Virginia cryptids. So I was trying to think of a theme. I didn't want to go just with a location again. So I think I'm going to do sort of cryptids that can also be furries.
Nice. I like it. Look at you putting thought into this. Nice. Awesome. I'm so excited.
I'm going to get rolling on the first one.
All right. Well, hey, while you're working on that, we're going to introduce a brand new person to the Doodle Crew stream. Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining us. Who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Eric Papineau. A lot of people just call me Papi. And I have a lot of art at papiman_art on Instagram. I'm never on camera myself, so this is very weird for me.
Captured you like a blurry photo in the woods.
Yeah. I have drawn cryptids before, often a lot of like reverse mermaids and some Mothman and stuff like that. I do not have those queued up. I didn't think I needed to do that. And today I'm going to draw a lot of owls.
The best cryptids of all.
That's what every cryptid I looked up just turned out to be an owl, or at least people thought they were owls. So yeah, I was going to probably do the Flatwoods Monster and then maybe the Hopkinsville Goblins. And
what's the... We talked about it before we went live. The night butts. You can draw the night butts?
I might draw the night butts, the Fresno night crawlers. I feel like they're just like a handkerchief, like puppet kind of thing. But I think they'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. Also, I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy you made it. Yeah, we did it. We did it. All right, yeah, and I'm Swan. You can find me all across the internet at a Swan named Emily. I do art. I make stickers. I'm on podcasts. I do a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to listen to me and my friends chat, you can listen to the In Addition chat show. We're in your podcatchers. You can also catch Surprise Attack Book Club, where we read YA Lit. And if you want to hear me talk more about YA Lit, I am currently doing a very first read through of the Animorphs books, and that's over on Animorphs Anonymous. If you want to hear me play D&D, I am currently a guest on the Late Starters Pokemon TTRPG podcast, and I recently wrapped up a mini series on the Hork-Bajir Chronicles, which is also in the Animorphs universe, on the Dungeons and Dracon Beams TTRPG game. So yeah, you can find me all over the place. I will also be coming up very soon. I'll be at Dragon Con down in Atlanta. So if you want to see me do live D&D there and make live art there, I'm on a bunch of panels, so you can come and find me and hang out, and that'd be super, super fun. But yeah, I have an Etsy, I have a Patreon. You can get stickers from me. There's a whole lot of butts because it's kind of a thing that I do. So I'm probably going to draw butts again today because I like it and it makes me happy. Hi,
Yeah,
you
were gonna do the big bootied Mothman.
I am gonna do, yes, I have an idea for Mothman, so I'm gonna work on that. And then funny that you mentioned Jackalope, because I had a specific request for a Jackalope Furby. So a brand new cryptid. So I'm going to be working on that special friend of the show, 2Lime here on Twitch, but our friend Horse Girl Tim. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. But yeah. So they're going to be cute and silly and butts, because that feels like me and not spooky or scary in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's okay, Songheart. I'm on a bunch of episodes. My character sticks around for a while because they invited me, and then I said, okay, I'm just here now and I'm never going to leave. And I've now done so much fan art of my character because that's who I am as a person. But it's fun. I like it. The Pokemon tabletop game is very fun. It's different, and we're doing it through Roll20. So because that does so much of the work for me, I don't actually know a lot of the rule components. But hey, I'm not the GM, so I don't have to know.
Exactly.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Well, I guess I'm going to start making some shapes that I'll probably erase a lot of. This is so weird for me.
But you're doing it. You did it. You made it.
What's your normal like art MO, Papi?
What do you mean?
Do you consider yourself like a horror artist? Are you like a cartoonist?
Yeah, more like a cartoonist illustrator. I just draw like weird characters all the time, but
Gotcha.
Usually they're based on really bad puns and accidentally a lot of dick jokes.
Can you maybe see why we get along and are friends?
Why?
I know. Crazy. Yeah. But I feel like you do a lot of traditional, you do a lot of painting, you do a lot of like brown paper stuff with markers and colored pencils and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, looking up something. Yeah, I draw usually a lot of sketches and a lot of erasing, and then ink it and like ink it again. But like alcohol marker ink and then really crappy ballpoint pen.
Oh, ballpoint pen's the best though. Now, May, that's might be a little bit of an exaggeration. Right?
Breaking news? Breaking news, Slooty Mage quitting art?
I heard Malia quit streaming, so
Thank you for following Super Duper Party Poopa. Thank you for all of these very fun names that I get to say on the spot. It's my favorite.
Jackalopes.
All right. It's got so many tabs open. It's so good. I like it.
The jackalope is a mythical animal of North America. Mythical.
Right.
Described as a jackrabbit with antelope horns. So, what does an antelope look like? Oh, see, they don't have deer horns at all.
Do they
They have
not?
like
I thought-
they have like spiky horns.
Oh, I'm giving mine deer horns.
I would
Antelopes.
assume it was deer horns.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also drawing a Furby, so let's be real. It's all a little bit weird. I do think it's funny though, because I think this is like the second or third time I've come on a stream with Joey and been like, "Oh, I'm gonna draw like animal thingies." I'm like, "This is not my realm. I don't play here. Why do I do this at the same time as other artists who are really good at this?" Son of a bitch. I made a terrible mistake. It's fine. It's all fine. I'm gonna get bigger. I want bigger ears.
And they're tricksters. I'm pretty sure that, like in the jackalope myth, they're tricksters, right? They're Bugs Bunnies.
Yes. Wasn't there I don't know if it was a Pixar short or something. Wasn't there one of those little things that came out at one point with the jackalope? I thought that had a story.
That seems like it might be.
I remember there being a cartoon of some sort about the jackalope. Yeah.
Yeah. Might not have been Disney Pixar, but I guess it was imitating that style. So whether it was done by them or not. Yeah, Songheart, but it's like going to the gym. Like, I get it. I feel great afterwards. It's good for my body, but it's so much work. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So, May, why aren't you streaming anymore? I'm sorry. Now I'm locked on to all the hot goss. I need to know.
Broke her foot. She's out for the season.
No. Was it the injured reserve list?
Yeah. She's on IR.
Yeah. Oh man, who's gonna be her designated person?
I don't know. I guess Hunter would be the next closest person that could edit for us.
All right. Question is, do I want it to look cute like this, or do I want it to look weird? I don't know. Because I don't ever think of Furbies as being cute.
They're not cute. They're
scary. Not. Like, have you seen? So they've like rebranded and released them again, and they're much cuter than they used to be. And I was like, no. You don't get to take that back. You get to keep the horror machines that you made the first time.
It's true.
But you could get them so personalized for whatever horror you needed them to be. They could be cheetah print horror or
Lisa Frank horror.
Yeah, whatever Lisa Frank monstrosity you needed, you could find it in Furby form.
Yeah. It's Star. What up? Hello. Absolutely, they are predatory animals. I would not leave one home alone, unattended.
Furbies?
Yes.
Eyes in front. They hunt.
Yeah. Oh no, they're they are the predator.
So, anybody have any cryptid stories or any fun stories that they've discovered about their cryptids?
I took a trip out to Point Pleasant, 2 years ago to do the Mothman stuff. That was pretty cool.
Did you put money in the Mothman ass statue?
I did not. I did not know that was a thing at the time when I went. So
okay, next time.
I did not get to, but I did visit like the dynamite bunkers.
Ooh.
And explored those a little bit. The Mothman Museum, which is it's very like it's definitely something that's like, one of those little roadside attractions that you would expect to find. Like somebody has taken a lot of time and love to put it together, but it is very like put together by one person.
Oh, very Mystery Shack.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. I need the eyes to be deader. All right. I'm gonna go more. Yeah, it's funny. Like I have such like cool art that I've come across for so many different cryptids for something that I think I would say I probably actively avoid seeking out the stories of. Because like all it takes is one like skinwalker story to be like, no, I'm done. I'm hard out and I'll never sleep a day ever again in my life. So I don't know. Are there any Pittsburgh cryptids?
There's the squonk, which I was almost gonna draw. Maybe I'll do later. It's basically my dog, but hairless, and it's sort of like a weird pig-shaped kind of thing, full of wrinkles and warts and zits, and you can find it, like you can track it because it'll leave a trail of tears, and not in the sad Native American kind of way.
Not in the actual historical way, but in a
Yeah.
haha funny way.
In a haha different sad kind of way, that it's always crying because it's so ugly.
Girl, same.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
easier to
that's such
track. It's
such a
easier to
Pittsburgh
track.
mood.
I was just gonna say, I was like, this is the most Pittsburgh shit ever, and I love it. I love it so much.
You can track it because better on full moons because it can see itself in reflections better.
Oh my God.
It just really wants the Pirates to win a World Series.
Oh, baby. But why am I so ugly? Oh my gosh. The squonk. Amazing.
And if you do catch it, it'll just dissolve away into a puddle of tears. It just cries itself into
nothingness. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Poor squonk.
Yeah. Desolate Utopia music. Thanks. I'm glad this is relaxing. I want it to be like kind of like sitting around a campfire telling spooky stories, except for drawing silly things instead. Because if it was the former, then I would not stay. I would go to my tent and put my headphones in. Joey, are you a spooky person?
I'm a spooky person, yeah.
I thought you were. Have you seen Long Legs?
I have not seen it yet. May has seen it and has raved about it.
Okay.
I heard there was
she's still in here.
long legs in it.
I heard they were Nicolas Cage's super long legs. So
I don't picture him as a long-legged kind of individual. He is kind of a cryptid.
He is a cryptid for sure. I don't know. He's pretty tall, isn't he?
Let's see.
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, he's like standard.
Probably just like a regular guy. Yeah.
Okay, all right, take a moment and reframe. I'm 5'2". Everybody is tall to me. So he could be 5'7". I'd be like, wow, he's really tall.
He is 6 foot, which is tall for Hollywood.
So. Yeah.
Most people in Hollywood are, under 6 feet. So that is tall, Hollywood wise.
There we go. Look at that. We're giving you actual facts as well as legends.
Wow, he's 62. I didn't think Nicolas Cage was that old.
Wow. I did not know that.
And he's a vampire. So
he is. But in the weird different way than like Keanu is a vampire. Like I feel like they got bit by very different flavor vampires.
Oh yeah, Keanu's 59, so they're around the same age.
Wow. Interesting.
Keanu's also taller than Nicolas Cage. He's 6'1".
Is he? Wow. That's funny because I I don't know. I guess I thought Keanu was shorter. Interesting. My whole world.
I keep closing the stream because I'm foolish.
For I am a silly man. All right.
Chat, do you know anything about jackalopes? Other than they're bunnies and antelopes and tricksters?
Oh, I could give him little rabbit feet. That picture doesn't have feet. Great.
See, that's a legit question. Do they have rabbit feet or do they have antelope feet?
Oh, do they have those creepy new shoes that you can get? No, they're not new, but for some reason, Instagram has started showing them to me again that you can like wear in their high heels, but they look like hooves.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Classic cosplay move.
Yeah, which, good Lord. It said, you just covered everything I know about jackalopes. Yeah.
Anybody that says that cosplayers aren't suffering for their art.
Oh my gosh.
Try cosplaying a character that you need to do full makeup for sometime.
Well, I don't think they're in chat now, but Lost Limey did a cosplay, I think it was last year at Dragon Con or maybe the year before, and was in platforms, and I was like, you are a champion. I have been in sneakers all weekend and my feet are killing me. Like, whoo. Oh, they're you. Yeah. Well, you got those wide open spaces out there in Utah, Songheart.
What are some
whatever is most horrifying is likely what it should be, which I think is correct. I'm gonna try and do that. Like, it's horrifying because it's also kind of cute type of route. That's where I'm gonna live.
What are some Utah cryptids?
I almost. Oh my god. I was like, oh, they've got Skywalker Ranch. I meant Skinwalker Ranch. I'm so good at this. I think there are definitely cryptids in Skywalker Ranch. I think George Lucas being the main one, but they have jackalopes. Yeah. Where is Skinwalker Ranch? Isn't that Pacific Northwest? Yeah, Northwest. Do you hear the confidence leave my voice as I went through that sentence? Oh no.
I'll be the official wiki guy this episode.
Okay. You're in more northern Utah? Yeah. That is a state I have never been to.
It's one of the many states I've never been to.
But you travel a fair amount, I feel like.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of up and back in a very...
Skinwalker Ranch, Unitah County, Utah.
Hey! All right. I feel a little bit happy about that. Yeah. Are there Michigan cryptids?
Oh, yeah. That's where the Dogman is.
Yeah, the Dogman's there. There's I think he's called the Main Rouge, and he's just a red dwarf. Not like the old show or the Star. But he just like appears in Detroit every time that there's going to be a huge like disaster.
So he's there all the time then.
Yeah, he just lives there.
I'm sorry, Detroit.
It's just some short guy.
He's just
living in the outskirts of Detroit.
Oh no!
He lives like in Detroit, like downtown. He's just very red. There's also the Melon Heads, which it was just like a weird group of large-headed people living out in the woods of northern South Peninsula. From what
northern South Peninsula.
Well, there's the two peninsulas, but like the top
I know, but that was just
the glove.
It was completely correct and sounded insane. Just how I like it.
And I believe they lived around there, but just big-headed, skinny people that were small, and they've kind of deduced that it was like a product of inbreeding, and that it was just a family of a lot of children with like Is it hydrocephalic?
Oh, that, yeah, the actual like medical thing. Oh no.
Yeah. So
Well, it's like the family in Appalachia that like super
Hills
rural
Have-
that's just so inbred and so removed that they have tons of medical issues.
Cryptids.
Cryptids. Yeah.
the hills have cryptids.
The hills have cryptids. Another movie I have not watched.
Oh, it's right up your alley.
Yeah. Yeah. Super fun.
Oh, I love when I ink on the sketch. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Pulling out all the old classics. We love it.
What the hell am I doing here?
Okay. I know we were joking about it in the Discord recently, but because I've been working on my iPad so much, I keep double finger tapping to undo. And I was like, nope, still not it. Still, I'm like, why isn't it doing anything? Every time. It's fine. I know how art works. Oh, that's fun. Songhart says we have a dude who supposedly killed like his 12 kids with an axe. Yeah.
I had to look at that chat because I thought you said we had a doo-doo spill.
A doo-doo spill.
That's like madmen and maniacs, right? That's not a cryptid. Unless he's like become supernatural after the event. That's more of like an Ed Gein.
Yeah. Those are the ones where I'm just like, are we sure he's not like supernatural? Because that seems like too much evil for one singular human.
You know, sometimes people break.
Yeah. I think he was broken from the start. Yeah. Now, funny. So, as much as I joke about being an absolute wimp when it comes to like horror movies,
You
and stuff,
love true crime.
I consume so much true crime, which I'm aware is a weird like place to live in. But I don't know. There's something about like, as much as I'm constantly amazed at the depravity of humanity, like it falls in a certain level of parameters that I can reconcile in my brain. And when it comes to supernatural stuff, I was like, no, there's no rules. Oh, thank you, Ed. It was great seeing you. Love the art and cricket talk. Yeah. Yep. Nope. True crime does not scare me nearly the same way. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, I think this is going to be my next hot sticker. Move over. Dog butts and cat butts. Furry lopes. Nope, furry lope sounds weird. I don't want to do that. I take that back.
Whoa.
Are they coming to get you? Are the cryptid police here?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on out there.
In Pittsburgh? What? That seems so unlikely.
Oh, what else am I doing here? I'm kind of making like a. I don't know. In my head, it's gonna be like all the owl cryptids just hanging out together.
All friends. They're buddies.
It was a 24-foot creature with red eyes. I saw it high as the tree.
Beautiful hair.
You don't think it was just like an owl in the tree? No, it couldn't have been.
Couldn't have been.
I like how it's always there was a comet that was really close to the house, but no, it was just a meteor shower. And they chased it, and then they got scared by owls. Is what everyone's like solution to it is.
That's because they're silent. They fly silent.
And they are terrifying.
Yo, if you've seen
Terrifyingly awesome.
The Secret of Nim.
Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't count.
Right,
that is a terrifying.
Too.
All
Yeah.
right.
I like it when you lift up their little shorts and they got these little legs. And they're just cute.
The owl in that. Woo.
Yeah. That's one I have not gone back and rewatched because I'm just like, I think I'm good. I think once as a child was plenty for me, and I don't need it again.
Oh, I like Mrs. Brisby's determination. She's a good mom.
She is a good mom. I like her cute little shawl.
Mm-hmm. And we got Dom DeLuise in there, right? He's the bird.
Oh, yeah, he's the crow.
Dom DeLuise and Don Bluth, man.
It's funny. We were just talking about Don Bluth stuff last night because I like growing up, his art and style and like a lot of the movies were not my jam, aside from Anastasia, which was so much my jam. But now, like as I've gotten a little bit older, like I so appreciate everything he was trying to do and how often he absolutely like was on the precipice of having things go really well for him, and then Disney was just like, absolutely not, and like smacks the basketball out of the thing. I was just like, oh, but like you really tried. You tried for like 30 years, and they just, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was a huge fan of his arcade games growing up. And like it wasn't just that I liked, Dragon Slayer and specifically the second one, Time Warp. And it wasn't even that like I was a huge fan of games at the arcade. That was like the first couple of games that I was ever introduced to at an arcade. So I thought that was just like easy. Everyone who animates does it like that. It wasn't just that he was the best. It was that's just.
It was playing on literal God mode. Because who in their right mind would do what he did?
Mm-hmm.
And what, like not something like that, not fully done again until like Cuphead?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few other things, but
I guess not done to that level of popularity or notoriety.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. There was one I was super excited to play. Indivisible?
Yeah.
Was that it? There was another one that came out not that long ago. Well, within the last 10 years. That was beautiful. I remember because I watched a whole YouTube video where I was talking about all the smear frames that they used and everything, and it was really, really cool. But I don't know if that was fully like everything animated or no, but I'm sorry, I cut you off. Dragon Slayer.
Oh no, I mean that was it. That was just like my introduction to interactive animation. It blew my mind that like every little death scene, which there was so many, was a completely different animation.
Because wasn't the game notoriously like very challenging?
Oh yeah.
And it cost like $5 to play.
Jeez.
You get one life.
Hey man, you gotta make that animation budget back somehow. It's funny. So I never came across it. We also we didn't have a ton of arcades in my town. But I remember first seeing it, I think after kind of maybe knowing about it a little bit in college in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Because in the first movie, like one of the side characters like plays it a ton at the arcade. And I'm just like, what a random throwaway like thing that he's super into. Okay.
So
Yes, Guardian Randy. I love all of the quote unquote cryptids from Last Airbender. Like all of the Avatar smashed together characters are so good. I feel like we should draw that sometime as a Doodle Crew prompt. Just
Oh yeah, we could just roll random and then
yeah. Oh, that'd be
mash 'em.
super fun. All right. I don't know, guys. I might have peaked. I might have peaked early and just coast for the rest of the stream.
Erasing everything.
You know, Songheart, I never. Who wrote Secret of Nim? Or no, it was called something else, wasn't it?
The Rats of Nim.
The Rats of Nim. Yeah, I never. I don't know. Apparently, I just was not on board with rat-based media when I was a child.
It's all about awareness of testing on animals and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, which you want to be super real. Child Emily was in no way picking up on any of that. Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim.
You had that, or you could watch Island of Dogs. Wasn't that the one with the dogs?
The newer one, the Wes Anderson.
No, the animated one.
Watership Down with the rabbits?
No. Watership Down though is Nightmare Fuel.
Yep.
All dogs go to heaven.
Oh,
That was the Don Bluth one.
yeah. Where I was then terrified
Isle-
of the crocodiles.
Isle of Dogs is the ones about the dogs.
The crocodile that was Dom DeLuise.
You know what? I'm sensing a theme. I'm sensing a theme that he was the nightmare fuel of my childhood.
Isle of Dogs was the one about the dogs that escape a medical testing facility and they get hunted down and die at the end.
Jesus, who did that one?
Let's see if I can find some more info on it.
We really are making you the Wikipedia boy this stream.
Maybe it's on Isle of Dogs.
He said, "I'll admit the newer Wes Anderson stop motion one is the only one like I was somewhat familiar with."
Plague Dogs.
Oh,
1982.
jeez, I wasn't alive yet.
Yeah, it's a couple of dogs. They escape from a medical testing facility, get hunted down, die at the end.
Jeez,
Classic animation, guys.
what studio did that one?
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that at all.
Released in the UK initially, Goldcrest Films, but that helped finance Watership Down.
Said, you know what? We had so much fun the first time. Let's do it again.
This one's so much more positive. It was recently re-released by Anchor Bay, and then Shout Factory did a Blu-ray release of it, 2017.
Wow. There's like part of me that's curious, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm that curious. Ay, ay, ay. I do love, the kind of perpetuating meme culture that lives on the internet with like any of the justifications. Like, this is why our like age grouping, I'm like, this is why we're so weird. And like our perspective on the world is a little bit skewed. I was like, weird stuff was done to us as children.
I just think, maybe they respected kids a little bit more.
I will absolutely agree that to tie it all back to what I mentioned at the start, in going through and reading Animorphs, which I had been aware of for a very long time, but had never, read until adulthood, like, even though it is YA before there was technically YA, like, it is written in a very understandable language for a child, but it does not speak down to them.
Right.
Like it covers some really heavy stuff, and it introduces a lot of things that kids might have been also going through in a certain way, and like it handles it really beautifully, and doesn't shy away from it, but it also doesn't feel like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like they set out to hurt and maim the
Right.
people reading, but yeah, it's, I get frustrated sometimes with some of the current, YA scholastic stuff, because I really feel like it just, it speaks very stupidly to the children.
I just watched Oliver and Company last night.
Aww.
That was my favorite movie for a while.
Two dogs get electrocuted to death, and a man gets hit by a train. That is the climax of that movie.
Yeah, but
that is how we dealt with villains in the
I don't remember that.
But it had such a catchy soundtrack.
Roscoe and DeSoto, Sykes's Dobermans, are fighting Dodger on the back of the car at the end of the movie, and they get knocked off onto the tracks, and you see the sparks fly up from the subway tracks, and then Dodger and Oliver jump off the train at the last second, or jump off the car at the last second. The subway train hits the car, and it just explodes in a huge fireball.
Jeez. Amazing.
It was like, wow, this would not get made today.
No.
And that wasn't like a monster. Sykes is just a man with dogs.
The scariest monster of all. Oh my gosh. God, I cannot remember the last time I watched Oliver and Company. That's been so long.
I just remember as a kid having, I think it was like a McDonald's toy that was a stuffed Oliver that you'd squeeze it into Jingle Bells for some reason.
Sure.
And that was like one of my favorite little toys.
Tell you what, though, I feel like Burger King and McDonald's used to get some really like good toys.
Oh, bangers, yeah, for
and
sure.
Now I'm just like, oh, not as good anymore.
Now they got those post-COVID toys, man.
We had a huge like Tupperware bin just full of all the different ones. That was like my main go-to to play with for a fairly long time. Well, I know we've talked about it because Don Bluth comes up a shocking amount on this program, which I love. Not just on the episode we did fully dedicated to him, but in like going back and reviewing All Dogs Go to Heaven, like they absolutely like gang violence, like kill Charlie right at the beginning of that movie.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, oh, okay.
And the portrayal of hell for dogs in that movie is terrifying.
Yeah.
That like almost as scary as like the Mouse of Moskowitz from Fievel, but that early 3D rotoscoping kind of stuff of that ship in lava and sinking, it was just terrifying.
It is terrifying. Oh my god. Yeah. So scary. That movie goes so hard.
Oh yeah.
And then I always come back to then like you've got the weird scene in the sewer where they're just like floating and it's a super bouncy jaunty tune and like pink bubbles and everything, and I'm just like, what is happening? Am I on drugs? I don't know anymore.
Crazy too. Like they had Burt Reynolds to voice Charlie in that.
And a couple other big people too.
Yeah, and it's so well animated, and it just had the misfortune of coming out at the same time as The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. once
got
again,
absolutely nuked.
because boy, which ones do you want to take your kid to? The Pretty Little Mermaid one with a happy ending, or the Adventure Through Hell where the dogs die?
Dog hell.
Dog hell. Welcome to dog hell.
Telling your kids that the dog is not up at the farm.
Oh my god. Dog hell.
And that was just so, like, we have a saying, like the COD group, where we're like, oh, COD timing, because you always just run into the worst timing when you're playing Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Come around the corner, bang, dead. No matter how well you're doing in the match. All dogs go to Don Bluth so many times got COD timed by Disney.
Every single time. And like you said, in any other time, All Dogs Go to Heaven would have been like, it would have hit really, really hard. But how do you go up against the biggest Disney Renaissance?
Yeah,
That
the
Lion
movie
King,
that
Little
saved
Mermaid.
Disney, right? Like,
yeah.
It started the
Yeah.
Renaissance.
Yep. No. As an adult, I have a lot more sympathy for Don Bluth and everything he went through, because I'm just like, damn, man, you got your shit wrecked so consistently. Oh. All right.
Oh, what the hell am I doing with this weird dog thing?
Weird dog. I see a booty.
Yeah. I feel like that, I don't know. I drew it and it looks very familiar to something. I don't know what.
Uh-huh.
Not just a butt. It looks familiar.
It's doing the what's the name of that? It's like a video game pose where you step out and both of your arms come up and you do that little like squat. It's got a name. I don't know.
I don't know.
Pose.
The bat pose?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not hip. I'm not cool. I don't do stuff.
I didn't learn to make video games at the Art Institute.
Boy, I sure didn't. Oh, no, don't do that. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, once again, because I feel like more often than not, memories from the Art Institute just pop into my head. And there was one where I don't know why I was in the class, because it wasn't directly animation, but it was kind of like animation video game art.
Yeah,
And
I would walk between classes and just sit in on other weird things. So
I wish I had been more brave, because I would have just sat in on classes that I was interested in. But, the counselor's like, well, you can't do that. It's not in your track. And I was like, I don't think that's how college.
Yeah, but why?
I feel like taking a typography class would be really helpful. No, not in our track. Okay.
We don't get video classes, but we have to know how to put 3D animation into video.
Yeah. Yeah. But we definitely had to design and code a little video game. And it's basically, in the early 2000s, we were basically just making an app game. But I was so out of my depth, because I'm like, this is nothing that I don't do any of this. I was like, I can make the art, but designing the type of game or any of this, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think about this. I don't know what I'm doing. It was so stressful.
And we're going to learn it on a program that is already obsolete.
Hooray. Gosh, other than, well, I guess Max and Maya are still around, but I feel like ZBrush is the big one There's not really a lot of other ones that we use that are still like the industry standards. Amazing.
I was looking forever to find that book way back when it was new. And then it was like a course. Literally the quarter after we graduated, they turned it into a course.
That sounds about right.
But it was for the industrial design people. They didn't teach it to animation students.
Yep, sure. Incredible.
Classic.
Obligatory moment to chuckle to ourselves that our school doesn't exist anymore.
It's affordable artist apartments now.
Oh, is
And
it
by
actually affordable?
No, not at all.
Incredible. All right. I do want to keep working on this little monstrosity that I've made, but I do want to at least sketch out my other idea. So, but don't worry, I'm going to keep him on the screen because he lives here now.
I'm gonna start making a mess.
Is it color time?
Yeah.
Okay. Joey, I need you to know that preemptively I'm already getting very, very, very upset about how not correctly sexy your bunny is because she was way sexier last time, and how dare you? Just want to get that in there. People.
And in case anyone yells at me that I'm using the absolute wrong paper for these markers and that I'm going to kill these markers, I know. I do it on purpose. I like how it looks. Yes, it's a giant waste of markers.
Is it like super absorbent paper?
Yeah, I mean it's recycled brown paper.
Okay.
So it takes the color really well because it just absorbs it, yeah. But it dries the markers out like super quick. But it kind of gives it like a little bit more of a natural kind of, I don't know, gross look, I guess.
When you really just want that gross look.
I like the gross look.
I feel like you managed to, in your obviously physical pieces, but also in the prints that you make of them, you managed to capture so much of the texture that you get from it that it has such a cool look.
Yeah, I like that it comes out textured, and then I can ruin that texture with other things like pens and stuff.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
You draw a good pustule.
Are you referring to my pickled deer that I just drew?
That one, yeah, that one had. What's the I guess that's for little holes. The tryptophobia.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they felt real. Like ooh, I bet they're.
It was pickle bumps.
It was pickle bumps.
Pickle bumps.
Oh, I'm sorry, Randy. So the disgusted face I just made when I heard you say pustule.
Yeah, I had that same disgusting face.
Oh, you're welcome. I can't tell horror stories, but I can use gross words. Make gross words with my mouth. Oh, okay. Glad I have my phone on silent because currently I'm getting a phone call from the dentist office.
I thought you were going to say from the devil.
From the devil. No, the devil was in chat. I don't know if they're still here, but they're busy right now.
So yeah, the joke with that deer.
It's a good joke. I like it.
It's a dildo.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to make that bad joke as a segue that there is a cryptid known as the dildosis,
Nice.
What?
and it's in Canada, I believe. And it is like Nessie, a cryptid of like the water of a pond, of Dildo Pond.
It likes moist places.
Ah.
So it's the dildo monster of Dildo Pond,
Oh my
named Dildosis.
Okay,
And
I'm a little bit cross
apparently-
with you that is not the first one that you drew tonight.
Dildosis of Dildo Pond.
Oh my. Hang on, I need to get a P.O. box in a new place. Oh my gosh. Boy, I can't wait for that Google search later. Keep my
yeah, I tried. It does not bring up any monsters, although it brings up monsters.
I was gonna say, kind of monster.
Just not cryptids.
Amazing.
I'll not stand for this disrespect of Dildoses.
Slander.
Oh, Chupacabra, that's a too thick line. 25.
All right, let's just do this. Boop.
I also discovered there was a cryptid on the Isle of Man that was. It lived at a farmhouse, and it was a talking mongoose. And it said it was the spirit, and that it was born in 1850 something in India, and it had been captured in Egypt, but it would like just talk all kinds of weird stuff. And as far as anyone can tell, it was just the school age, so I'm assuming young girl who lived at the house was really good at ventriloquism. But it basically talked like a 18th century or 19th century like British man. And it was
incredible.
it was always like cracking jokes and things like that, but not in a way that like a schoolgirl would. It was kind of like if Alf lived back then.
I'm going to be real. I think that might be the first time I've ever heard schoolgirl and Alf in the same sentence.
His name was Geff or Jeff or whatever, GEF, the talking mongoose. And that just wants to be a TV show for sure. I guess Simon Pegg was in a movie loosely related to it.
That's amazing. I am so happy for all of the cryptid info you've brought tonight. It's just delightful.
So since you're drawing Mothman,
boy, am I!
All the the bumper stickers of Mothman and stuff.
Yeah, I kind of love that. Like it sounds funny to me to say cult following for a cryptid because I feel like that's the only following. But like, I love the within the last 15 years, like ridiculous increase in popularity and merchandise, and I kind of love it. Oh no!
It's this one.
Oh my gosh! Wait, hang on. Look at
Speaking of,
Point Pleasant is amazing. Oh, I love it. That's so good.
That's my little souvenir from my trip.
I feel like that's not that far from,
It's close to Pittsburgh. Like
yeah,
It's
it
like
was
4
mostly the
hours.
same roads out. Yeah.
yeah. It could be a trip. Could do that.
I'm on the mailing list, the emailing list
Excellent.
for the party. It's since like September, I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like the big festival thing that they have.
Yeah.
Actually, let me tip it.
I was the Mothman for Halloween 2 years ago.
Nice.
And shameless shouting you out because you won't shout out yourself. You make incredible masks and Halloween costumes, overall costumes, all year round costumes. But you're very, very good at that.
Who, me?
I mean, both of you, but I have seen cool stuff that Eric has made, and that is a thing I do not do at all. So,
Oh, I didn't even realize you were talking about my
of course, I
Halloween
was talking about you.
I just blanked right out there.
You're like my students. Like, wait, what, Miss Emily? I was like, sometimes I just talk to make sound. It's okay.
That's almost what I went to AI for, actually. Was
Really?
yeah. And then I changed my major halfway through. So I was definitely ready to go to school.
Yeah. Yeah. To say that I could have used a gap year or, I don't know, a gap summer is an understatement because I graduated high school like the 25th of June. And I think I started the Art Institute like the 15th of July because I'm an idiot. And then I went 3 years straight all year round. And I was like, gee, I wonder why I'm so burnt out and exhausted and graduated before I turned 20 or 21.
Perfect student.
Yep. Yeah.
They got you through the grinder quick.
Jeez. Like I said, much to my great body detriment and mental health sadness. Yeah.
The faster you get out, the faster you can get your McDonald's job so that they can put it that you're hired and working.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'd been in culinary, I would have been placed in my field.
Well, only if you're, one of the cooks at McDonald's.
I have never actually worked at McDonald's, so I missed that. I did many other not so fun jobs, but I avoided that one. I worked at a bookstore in Station Square for a while, which was interesting.
Oh, the bookstore that everyone stole from?
Oh, probably. That had a computer system that didn't work and like that didn't turn on, and because we were part of one of the local chains, and like inventory should probably be tracked, don't you think? I don't know.
Well, I think that's why people stole from there, because usually like whoever was at the desk was just like, we don't have a way of finding out, just take it.
That was the thing with like going through and like pricing stuff and like trying to organize it. Like it made my like organization soul very sad because I'm just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It like I'd tackle whole sections and I was like, and for what? But yeah. And then I said, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And I moved home.
Yeah.
What, working at the bookstore?
Yeah. Because that was right after I graduated.
Oh.
And so I was applying for jobs and like looking for stuff. But It's not a great time.
I never once even had a reply on any of the applications I put in, or sending my. I mean, I've gotten replies on applications, but never from sending my demo reel in did I ever get a reply.
No, and I had like one very strange client that I had who I met at like the graduation portfolio thing, which was weird. Who I did a little bit of work for, but like it felt so shady. I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. And then one other client, but it was very like collect a whole bunch of art and I got paid for it, but then it was going to be part of a bigger project, when they got picked up. And I'm just like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And if you can believe it, I didn't really know how to market myself or prepare for any of that.
They had, a portfolio class.
Which is funny because I didn't even learn it in portfolio class. I learned it I can't remember what the actual class was called, but we did a ton of like resume building, and it was with one of the
There was a resume.
Yeah, like fashion or interior design teachers, who also taught some of the gen eds, but like he was fantastic. Like I learned so much in that class, like my second to last quarter. I was like, I feel like a lot of this should have been covered sooner. This is really, really important stuff. Okay.
Yeah, one of those, starter classes that they get you in because you should be working on your portfolio the whole time.
Yeah. Spoilers, I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
And then I had like pre-portfolio the same quarter as like the second half of production, like the pre-production and then production class. So like I was trying to do a whole ass animation with two other people while I was putting my portfolio together, and it's like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
why? Why? And they're like, well, you don't really have as much to show as we'd like. I was like, I know. I can't work anymore. I haven't slept.
Yeah, I had like two major classes like that at the same time. I want to say it was like both portfolio classes I had them like the same term.
Yeah.
Like pre and
It's bad. It's bad. It's a bad time. Aw, Joey, I would absolutely let her suck my blood. She's adorable.
All right, so let's draw some big hoops.
Not what I thought you were gonna say.
Haha, gotcha.
Joke's on
hoops that we have to jump through.
And you can find those hoops at patreon.com/FlutyMage.
Yeah, there are quite a few hoops there now that they've changed their TOS. Bastards.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah, pushing out the NSFW stuff.
But I feel like Patreon is the perfect place for that
because you can be like, are you 18? You need a credit card to be on here. So
yeah. Jeez. Ay. Makes me sad. And I know I've had the conversation before with people about how like I would absolutely love to not be on Etsy and just do all like direct sales through my own website. But I was like, until my name is big enough, I need the discoverability that Etsy still has. And because it's much like Patreon, these are known places that people go to look for this specific stuff. And I can't afford to not have that.
Yep.
Frustrating. So is it then like, would you have to go to like OnlyFans then to?
I mean, you can still post. It's just you've got to like jump through some extra hoops to make sure that everyone is safe behind your paywall. That my drawings are consenting. You know, all the normal stuff that you would expect for an artist.
Can we get the Patreon litigators to come to Comic-Con sometime and listen to the things that people ask us to draw there? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but thank you.
Fluttershy. The My Little Pony. All right.
Doing what?
Wait. With like Shatterstar, or like is he just watching, or
It's counting.
It's hot glue.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, that was so funny. Oh God. You know, sometimes the internet really tickles me.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it, but do I have to use the page after Jim Lee?
You're like, oh look at all of these cartoonists and illustrators who are my heroes, and okay, here I go. Yay!
Gross.
Oh gosh. It's fun. We have fun. Do you still get a lot of people asking for their OCs, Joey?
Not as much as I used to,
Okay.
honestly. Usually if it's original art, it's somebody that's just like, hey, I've got this thing, go wild. You know, and they'll just be like, it's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I really think that's another product of AI, like has dried it up.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to, you know, when someone's still like figuring out their character and everything, it's hard to be like, well, you should come to me and, you know, maybe have to wait a little bit while I draw it and figure it out. And they're like, or I could just go beep boop into the computer and it spits it out. And I was like, yeah, you could. I wish you wouldn't.
Then it'll be like super anatomically wrong. You know.
Yeah.
And then they bring it to you and they're like, okay, this is what I want.
Can you fix this?
You want her to have all 45 fingers or?
Oh, that's not just one big finger. That's actually 4 little. Oh, okay. When I was talking about it again recently, because unfortunately it comes up a fair bit, but you know, the small hope that as the AI then like trains off of itself and like gets worse and worse and worse, like that's my one small like, okay, maybe we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Until they, you know, spend a ton of time to fix that part of it and then come back stronger.
I mean, we'll still need to make art to feed the AI.
Right. What is my purpose? You make art to feed AI. Oh God.
I had to use AI to. I didn't want to. But it's still for a job that just does not pay at all. And they were like, oh, we'll just do it with AI. And to kind of prove that they couldn't, I had to go through and try a lot of different programs. And none of them know how to make a centaur. lots of naked ladies on horses, but they cannot make a centaur. Can't put them together. And you can just select like, no, not a lady, just not a horse head. Just put lady where that horse head is, and it'll just make a horse head looking the other way now. So. Couldn't do it.
Well, and it's funny because I know that reference art is out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of centaurs.
There's places you can source.
It's honestly pretty crazy because I feel like there's a good amount of reference that exists.
Like a lot, yeah.
It's a pretty classic fantasy monster.
Oh, I gotta get this marker stuff done.
I am lazy colorer today. I'm not doing anything clean. That's fine. It's fine.
I just wish I had money to hire some of these guys that are AI artists and just be the worst client.
I would like to cause problems on purpose.
Just be like, you can make the cape blow the other way? Everything looks good except that.
Make the cape blow the correct way. Like, clearly all the trees are blowing this way. Make the cape blow that way too.
Okay, and so this, like, intricate, like, gold leaf that they've got designing on their armor, what if all of those, like, connected to each other? Can you make it do that?
I want this specific kind of vine too.
What if it didn't just fade out and be part of the background?
Oh, gosh. It's a very interesting time to be an artist.
The character has 2 thumbs on each hand. Still 4 fingers, but there's a thumb on each side.
Oh, I
Who's
don't
got
like
4
it.
thumbs and is made in AI?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Joey, the little face. I love the hand pose you have for the central owl. Like, just this. Yeah, I really like it.
Well, that's so they assume that it was an owl on a branch above a bush. So like the arms that they saw, they describe it as coming out from the front and being very short. And it's like, well, yeah, it's its legs. But it does kind of have that, well, Bobby kind of look.
That boy ain't right.
Oh, I was going for like Linda from Bob's Burgers.
Yes, but you said
But
Bobby, and I have been rewatching King
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Hill, so that's where my brain went. Two excellent cartoons.
That cryptid ain't right.
Ain't right. These are the times where I wish I had any voice acting skill, because it's like, oh, it'd be fun to do a Linda Belcher.
Man, where's at Voice Punter when you need him?
Seriously, I know a bona fide voice actor. Is he too cool for us now that he got a job?
Yeah, he's a big businessman now.
No. I saw it. I saw it on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Getting roles, getting jobs.
He's fancy boy. You okay?
Yeah, it's just blended a C3 with a C3.
Classic.
I was like, that's not getting any lighter. Because it's not. It's the same.
The amount of time I spend trying to draw with the eraser tool. Great. Love it.
Why is nothing happening?
What's happening? Yep.
Because somehow I'm on a mask layer. When did that happen?
It's like I don't even remember starting that. Oh gosh, the number of times. I guess because I would be trying to hit A or something, where I'd hit Q and it would switch over. Like in Photoshop, it would switch to the mask thing, and I would like have a whole moment. Oh my gosh, I was just like, why? What is happening?
Well, I guess I just have to restart the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like that switch over at a certain point when my program wasn't running as well anymore, like would make it kind of chug and sometimes crash. And oh my god. Aw. Thank you, Songheart. Yeah, but like Hork-Bajir Chronicles, I just talked like an idiot, which is not a hard stretch for me. So no, for one singular one shot that I did before Dragon Con a couple years ago, I did my like digital assistant voice, which is one of the few like quote unquote voices that I do. And I was like, okay, that one I'm actually like, that's kind of a voice that I do, but there's not many. I do not have that talent. I also don't practice it, so that's probably part of it. Shockingly, all of my D&D characters sound like me.
Our next live play, my character is a bard based on JoJo Siwa, so I'm gonna get to be raspy.
Which era?
New era. Bad Batgirl era.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, her voice genuinely worries me. I'm like, what? Like,
do you think she puts it on? It's a thing.
So
She's doing.
I take this all with a grain of salt because different like channels that I follow that do like recaps of internet stuff so that you don't have to watch all of this. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I'm curious about it, but not that curious.
Well, you can catch up with the kids.
Yeah, so I can be hip and cool, which is what all the kids want. I think she did actually like damage her vocal cords because it was saying like she's only got like one vocal cord now or something like that.
Okay.
Now, she said that in an interview. Take that for what it's worth. I don't know. I did zero research beyond that, but I do think she, because of all the screaming and everything, I think she did damage to her voice.
Interesting.
I don't know who this is.
You don't know who JoJo Siwa is?
No.
Do you remember the little blonde dancey girl who had the big bow and the side ponytail and she was on Dance Moms, which filmed in Pittsburgh?
Nope.
Okay. She was. Well, she just came out with a whole new thing where she's rebranded and now dresses kind of like kids.
Provocative.
Yeah.
She's trying to do her Miley face. I'm not for kids anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but she became famous because of Dance Moms, which I always thought was absolutely crazy that it took place in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. At the Abbey Lee Dance School.
Yep. Which I drove past a couple of times, but never went into. I don't believe it exists anymore.
Probably not. She didn't seem like she had much life left in her.
Well, she did, and I felt bad. I don't think she's a great human, but she did end up getting like super serious like lymphoma or something. And
I was gonna say she didn't always strike me as a healthy person.
No, I don't think she took care of herself. Which I think she has. I think she has made it to the other side of like cancer treatment and everything. But yeah.
Hey, she's got all that TLC money, so. Classic Learning Channel show, Dance Moms.
Oh, God. Just love that at a certain point, like TLC was just absolute, genuine insanity.
The learning show.
I was like, what are we learning though? I don't feel like it's anything good.
Learning to be bad people.
Yeah. Because wasn't that what the Duggars were on?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Kids and counting and stuff.
Yeah. There was an actual Duggars show, right? But then there was like their first show was not just called the Duggars. It was
No, because I think like because they were on a lot longer than I realized. It started with like 14 kids or like family of 14 or something. And then by the time I remember like starting to be aware of it, they were on 19 kids and counting.
Yeah.
I grew up around a family like that.
Were they part of the Quiverful?
Quiverful.
No, they were just very religious.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
The
more kids you have, the better off you are in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Bad people.
Bad people. Yeah.
Not because of their ideology necessarily, just because, legitimately bad people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, covering for their son, doing some really messed up stuff. Not great.
Mm-hmm.
Really not great.
I am so out of the loop in this too.
Honestly, it's for the better. This is why your brain still functions better on some things. Mine is just rotted from the inside out from knowing all this stuff.
Oh, I know way too much trivia about other dumb things that don't matter. So it's cool.
So what you're saying is the three of us would make a very interesting trivia team.
we would lose because they would not ask those questions.
No, they would not. Oh, Joey, I think Jeremiah is coming back again for Twin Tiers to do trivia. And I'm just funny because he's like, I'm going to make it really hard. And I was like, Jeremiah, I need you to know that it was already hard. You are the only human I know who knows this stuff. No one else knows this.
Someone has to be able to win.
Yeah. It's the oh no, I can't think of what's the Star Trek mission that's unwinnable?
That Kirk beats by choosing not to do it or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god, I know the name of it, and I can never on the spot never remember anything.
Don't worry, I got you. The Kobayashi Maru.
Kobayashi Maru, yeah, that one. That's what I equate his Jeremiah's trivia to. Oh, come on. Stop drawing with the eraser. God damn it. Were you a Trekkie, Eric?
Me?
Yeah.
I was around a lot of Trekkies growing up.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up at a Renaissance festival, and they are all Trekkies. Weirdly enough,
It's a weird part of the Venn diagram.
yeah. But no, like I watched some of the older ones. As a kid, an episode of Next Generation freaked me out, so I stopped watching.
That's
Was
fair.
when there was two different episodes. One was, I think, an original Star Trek, or maybe it was Next Gen. I don't remember. One where a guy gets blasted by accident, and he turns into what really looks like apple cobbler.
Ugh.
And it turned him inside out, but he looked like apple cobbler, and that freaked me out a bit.
That's fair.
Oh, is that the transporter accident from the first movie? Maybe.
Maybe he was in a cave, I think.
Maybe. Sounds familiar for sure.
Where's Heather? Heather knows this. I know she knows this.
There was also then a scene where like someone who isn't Data but looks like Data eats like a bug that was crawling up his neck. He just like leans over and just eats it.
Was it his brother? Was it Nor?
Don't know.
Something. He's got an evil twin thing.
Could be.
I think. Shit. That one I thought I knew, but all right. Data evil twin. Lore. His name is Lore.
Or
All right.
Could
I had
be.
the sound right, but yeah. Because I think it was also played by Brett Spiner.
mm-hmm.
I mean, he looked the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched a lot of it as a kid, and I realized I retained none of the like storylines or anything. And my family went back through and they did a full rewatch. Like they started at the beginning and watched through everything. And
That's
I
a
was
lot.
like, it's a lot. Yeah, they're determined. Yeah. That was never one that I went back and revisited.
I remember being way in as a youth and sort of falling out of it as an adult.
Yeah. Well, I know like I was watching a lot during like Deep Space Nine era,
Mhm.
so I was really in that, but I know that because I had watched some of Next Generation, but not enough to be so like specifically on that one. So Deep Space Nine being a space station instead of a traveling ship didn't strike me as weird, but I know that was a big divide for people. I was like, I don't know. He seems cool.
That's funny because a lot of people will say that DS9 was, out of modern Star Trek, their favorite stuff. So
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It got really weird at some point, but I had mostly fallen off by that time, so
There was a guy that lived in a bucket.
there was. He was the security officer. I like that not much has sounded stranger during our cryptids talk than us talking about Star Trek and not actually about cryptids. I enjoy that
We can
very
talk more about cryptids.
we
All the
could.
research.
Is there any other one you specifically want to shout out that we've not spent time with?
Nah. No, I can't really think of any others offhand.
I don't know. I feel like you brought a great Pittsburgh one, which is incredible. Which is
Swan.
that the one that you drew?
Yeah, he's this little guy down here.
Look at him! Oh my god! Yeah, and the Michigan one. So you're 2 for 2.
I was surprised to find that the Jersey Devil was actually like a flying horse kind of thing.
Not a centaur.
Yeah, well, no, I was surprised. I didn't realize it was like in any way horse shaped at all. I thought it was kind of like a Wendigo, like it just had like a big skull head.
Mm.
But no, it's like a weird skinny deer horse thing with bat wings.
Huh. I don't know that I knew that much about what that one looked like. Oh, thank you, a little Jackapup. Yeah, I figured that'd be a fun little tie-in because I wanted to do the Coppertone baby pose for my Mothman, so you could see his little booty.
I'd picture you doing like the Mothman twerking.
If I was better at animation. That's the thing. I think if I had been better at it, I would have used my powers for evil. I don't.
Wouldn't we all?
It does crack me up though, because there's definitely like I look back on some of the things that I'd animated, and it was very much like of the internet at the time, which is I think partially why the professors were like, "This isn't any good." I'm like, "No, that's fair."
Yeah.
But now I'm like, shit, I was just like 15 years too soon. Like if I'd kept doing some of this stuff, I was actually like on the right track for what would end up. And I was like, oh, you should have had more confidence in yourself. Your weird little animations.
Been like, listen, old man.
This is going to be the cutest loading screen on a mobile app that you will ever see. And the kids are going to love it.
People are going to click on this thing and recite its catchphrase 5,000 times a day.
I was talking to one of my good college buddies recently. Just again, I was like, you know what? I'm so happy that you kind of stuck with me because I was insufferable in college. And I'm happy that we're still friends. I was very much that person. Little did we know it was the ADHD all along. So I love looking back. I was like, oh no, the signs were there. They were there. It's cool. Yeah, I think I was talking to one of my classes at one point about like Adventure Time had come up, and I was saying, I was like, I remember seeing, you know, the pitch, the rough pilot for it.
It's so good.
It was so good. I was like, you don't understand like how hard that hit when it came out and just how it spread like wildfire.
And it was years before like it was
That's
announced.
where they killed me, because I was like, wait. This show didn't start until this time, and like ran to this. I was like, how are we watching? And I was like, oh my gosh, it was just in like crazy production and everything for all of that. But yeah. No, that was incredible.
It was algebraic.
It was algebraic. Which, as a person who is tutoring math in college, I thought was incredible.
Weirdly talking about that on Instagram, this is going to be a weird conspiracy thing.
Ooh,
I follow a guy who's supposedly the actual Pendleton Ward, but he's never posted anything at all, ever. He's got thousands of followers, not a single thing posted. But today, the very first, like half an hour before we started this, I got like an Instagram notification saying he was going live, and it was just a test. And I was like, what is he going to do? What's gonna happen? Is he gonna like reveal some new kind of project?
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's phenomenal. Yeah, there's some. I take real joy in creators like that who are just straight up weirdos. Like I really, really like that.
Oh, look up. He did a tiny little guest segment in the Psychonauts 2 game.
You've told me about this. Yeah.
And it was, they included it as like a hidden little bit if you do the right combination of dumb things. You see his little storyboard of the level he wanted to work on. And it was going to be all about Raz, the main character, the main kid, being born from like one of the bad guys or something. It was going to be really, really, really weird.
Which I feel like is impressive because that game series as it was already very strange.
Oh, yeah. It's phenomenally strange. But...
Was that one you played, Joey?
Oh yeah, I love Psychonauts. I haven't played the second one yet, but
the second one is it
big
holds
into the
up
first
pretty
one.
good.
Nice.
When did that one come out?
Just a couple years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought it was like a surprising amount of time between.
Yeah, I pitched to the Kickstarter for it, and it took like 10 years.
Oh my god!
And in that time,
part of that was Majesco folding and the rights, right? Because that's why we haven't had another Blood Rain either.
Oh. That was such a sad little sound. Like, oh.
But yeah, I pitched to the Kickstarter, and it was like, if you donate so much, you'll get the PS4 version. And I was like, well, yeah, I just got a PS4. Sweet.
Yeah.
And then in the process, like Microsoft bought the company, and they were like, well, we're not going to make a new version, so we'll make the downgrade of everything be the PS4 version, and you can't even get a PS5 version when that came out. It was annoying. And then even after the game came out, like, you still have to wait like 6 months to get your copy of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was rough.
Jeez. But hey, you did actually get it.
I did, yeah. I think I ended up accidentally buying that game like 3 times.
It is always fun to get a Kickstarter that you forgot about.
Oh, I didn't forget about it.
But yeah, I've definitely had some where I was just like, oh my gosh, it's been like 4 years. I forgot I backed this.
Just get like a random thing in the mail. You're like, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. It was one time after that where I ended up going back through and like, because you can mark in your Kickstarter like the ones that you receive and kind of keep track and everything. And I went back through and I was like, what else am I missing that I've just forgotten about?
I was really into this thing like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like a bunch of like board games that had minis and all of that, like a bunch of them would run into, like, they'd have a crazy successful Kickstarter and then run into production issues or all of that. And
$72 to make each mini. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, well, if we do this, then we can only afford, to do this much. And then we'll have to charge you again for shipping because I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I am happy you went with the rabbit feet for your jackalope, Joey.
Felt like they needed feet.
Oh, I was going to do this like 10 minutes ago. Then we got talking about stuff again. 10-minute warning to wrap up your stuff. Whoops. Sorry. Well, I looked at the 30-minute mark and I was like, oh, that's too early. We're fine. I don't need to do it. And I get wrong. Because I want to do show and tell.
Oh no.
Oh no, my studio is going through a tunnel. Oh,
We could lose Wi-Fi connection anytime.
I mean, as much as you joke, I feel like that happened an insane amount in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like I was constantly just like, where did it go? There's no storm. There's nothing happening.
Oh, I threw everything in the box. There it is.
Thanks, AI overview. Let me go find an actual description of this.
Before you hopped on the call, I said almost the exact same thing when I went to look for someone. I was like, I hate it. I don't want this. Let me opt out.
Goats are usually located in areas heavily populated with goats.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Nope. Mm-hmm. I feel like I could have actually planned out this piece. I'm just doing the like, oh yeah, and then I could do this and figuring it out as I go. Good work. A+. I make art professionally. Okay. Joey, are you ready to do your show and tell?
Sure.
All right.
And get it all onto the screen.
Yeah. All of the new babies. Hey, did the other ones end up being made into stickers?
They were stickers, yeah.
I never got one, and I'm sad about that.
I might have a couple sets. Either way, I'll reorder sets probably before Twin Tiers. So
yeah. Oh, look at them! Oh, I like how you did the eyes on the chupacabra. That's great.
Once I ask you again, inevitably for the sticker, sticker
I got you. No worries. I can tell you the one it's not.
So I definitely will go back. This is sort of a color guide that I'm doing. Go back in and make these more of a graphic coloring, just flats, because they will be stickers. Funnily enough, chupacabra, less coyote, more lizard.
Really?
Most of the time. I like the idea of more of a coyote. So
yeah. Huh. Okay.
But it's too easy to explain if it's a coyote. So
Right. No,
definitely dog-like though.
the little guy that she's holding is just so good.
Little goat plushie.
Yeah, I love it. No, that's super, super fun.
Yeah, I'll probably tweak these a little bit. I did go with the antelope horns, like I said, for the jackalope.
Yeah, I like it.
Instead of the deer horns, because it's easier to draw antelope horns.
Yep.
But yeah, I think they're fun.
They are fun. Yeah. Well, hey, where can people follow you so that when you do get them all set and have them for sale, they can buy them?
Oh, hi everybody. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Slooty Mage. I have a Patreon, or you can reach out to me on most of the social platforms. You can also hear my podcast, the Older and Dumber podcast, every Friday, wherever you listen to podcasts, or see my lovely mug on YouTube every week. Also, the Patreon is patreon.com/SlootyMage. You can support me there for either safe for work or not safe for work. All the tiers are there. Trust me, I know I have to go through all the hoop jumping to get to it. So however you want to support me, it's there. And feel free to reach out to me about commissions. I'm usually open and taking them. So if you need any art done, I am happy to help you with your project.
Yay! Yeah, we love it. All right. Eric, over to you. It's your turn.
Oh, sorry, I'm shading the last little bit of the butt cheeks here.
We're going to zoom in on it. I'm going to zoom in on you doing that. Oh, no, not that one.
Well, I'm good.
There we go.
This is the private area.
Oh, my God. I love it.
So, yeah, we got the Flatwoods Monster and, and then these little Hopkinsville goblins. I was going to put like one off somewhere else because they're really funny that they really just look like an owl. When like all of the description of them is just like, oh yeah, their wings were out a little bit and they just had tiny little legs. They're owls. They're clearly owls. They have little horns. And then the squonk, which I was trying to make it slightly uglier than my dog. And then
which is, your dog is very cute. So like,
she's just a fat pug. And she's always like crying weird. I don't know, because she's so ugly.
Oh my God.
And then the Fresno Nightcrawler, who doesn't really fit in the area because he's probably from Fresno and not
I feel like they had a meetup and he was like, wait, are you guys meeting up? Can I join? And like, it's super awkward mixer. Like, I like it.
Yeah, he was not an owl. Because I guess this Squonk wasn't an owl either. But yeah, this was fun.
You did it. You survived.
Now
you can run back into the forest to be only known of in legend.
I was gonna
say, squonks and the goblins.
Yep.
You can't really find me anywhere because I don't appear anywhere. I've been doing a lot of like local art shows, and maybe next year I'll even do other art shows that aren't local. Yeah, I guess I should.
If you're local to Pittsburgh, they can come and buy your physical art.
I am local to Pittsburgh, and I will be at the Lawrenceville Art Crawl next Saturday in a week.
Sure.
If anyone still lives in Pittsburgh.
Or is traveling to.
Or is traveling to Pittsburgh.
Or is on their way to Point Pleasant.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
If you're coming from like Erie to Point Pleasant. Or the other way around, like in the Mothman Chronicles.
Yeah.
Or Mothman something.
Yes.
Diaries.
Prophecy.
I love it, where he finds out he's actually a princess.
Mm-hmm.
Mothman.
Isn't it Mothman Prophecies?
Prophecy.
Hey,
Yeah.
I did it.
2002.
Is it Richard Gere?
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey.
right about the time that people started making rumors about him and his hamster.
Oh Lord.
I love that sentence. I'm so happy we got that. Incredible. Well, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on and drawing cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Here's my. So I had my first request, which was Jackalope Furby.
Oh God.
So that's now a thing that exists in the world. Yep. I make crimes, and then I did the classic copper tone baby with my little Mothman and my jackalope. So yeah, that was fun.
Pulling the wings to the side instead of pulling the underwear down.
Mm-hmm.
Bathing suit.
Yes, the bottoms. Oh, the furbelope. I like that. Oh, thank you. And super adorable. Furbelope. Yes. Yeah. So there's my abominations for tonight.
Mothman do be looking kind of thick though.
Oh, he's absolutely caked up. You gotta. If I knew nothing else about what I was drawing tonight, I knew that. But yeah, you can find. Boy, can you find my art all over the internet? I draw so many just really great things. But yeah, I'm a swan named Emily all over the place. I'm pretty much on all the socials. I try to post my art there. I stream on this channel a fair bit. It's also where Doodle Crew streams. I'm on a bunch of podcasts, so you can find my voice all over there. I try to advertise those, but if not, you can always reach out and ask me what to listen to. If you want to see more Doodle Crew, you can follow Doodle Crew at Doodle Crew Draw across the internet. I do post all of the amazing artwork that the artists make, so I get to share that out, which is super, super fun. And that also has our link tree, has all of the contact info for all the different artists who appear. So if you'd like to get a hold of people, if you don't remember what they said during the show, that has all of their site links and everything, so you can commission these lovely people. If you want to watch old episodes of Doodle Crew, they are all over on my YouTube, which is also a swan named Emily. So we are currently in season 4. So there are 3 other full seasons that you can watch. And if you have...
How many episodes do you do in a season?
20.
Many.
There's
So
8,000 episodes.
There's 8,000 episodes. Nope, 20 seemed doable because I asked my friends to volunteer their time. So yeah, there's at least 60 episodes plus all of the ones from this season. So yeah, we're creeping. We're creeping our way towards 100, which is very exciting.
You're gonna be syndicated soon.
Let's hope so. Let's get that syndication money. Yeah, was it like YouTube Rewind TV? Hit me up. We can do it. But yeah, if you, I don't even know what I was gonna say. I had something else. It's gone now.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You can
find furbalopes.
My furbalopes. Yeah, if you want to find my furbalopes, they'll be on the internet as well. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, that's what it was. If you have suggestions of what else you'd like to see the Doodle Crew draw or work on, you can also hit us up on socials and yeah, make requests. This was, I think, the Cryptids one was a request the first time around, so this was a come back and do it again. But yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.